Alone in the Dark review. Hello and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about a film I saw for the very first time just last night. 1982's Alone in the Dark. No, not the one from 2005, which was apparently a video game adaptation and is apparently awful. No, this is no relation to that whatsoever. This is a early 80s horror sort of slasher with a truly exceptional cast. Basically, the plot revolves around this unconventional kind of mental asylum run by a decidedly unconventional psychiatrist. The third floor is where they keep the dangerous types, and it's got this sort of electric security system. And of course, one night there's an electricity blackout and the generator fails, and the psychos on the third floor come out to play. And their main target, because one of them has this delusion that their new doctor who's just arrived, he refuses to believe that their old doctor left them, and he thinks the new doctor killed them and took his place, or something equally delusional and insane. And so they basically set out to find their new doctor and kill him along with his family. What sets this really apart from your average, mostly unknown early 80s horror is the cast. This has got an extraordinary cast. You have, as the new Doctor, you have a pre-A-Team Dwight Schultz, also well known for playing Barclay, of course, in Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager. The kind of stoned out hippie head of the hospital is none other than the great Donald Pleasance, playing a very different kind of psychiatrist than Dr. Loomis, the one he's most famous for in the Halloween movies. And as two of the psychos, you have Martin Landau and Jack Palance. I mean, what a freaking cast. You've also got another of the psychos, who's this hulking great, well, PDF file, as they call them these days, is the same actor that played Dynamo in the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, The Running Man. And you've even got a early cameo from a young Lin Shaye. The reason for this, of course, is because this was produced by her brother, Robert Shaye. This was actually the first film produced by New Line Cinemas, who went on to become massive, of course, particularly after the success of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 years after this. Intriguingly enough, I couldn't help but notice that the town in which this film is set is Springwood, which is also the name of the town in the Elm Street movies. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, this movie is a movie I'd never heard of up until, I don't know, try to say the mid-2010s. Despite the incredible cast, I'd never heard of this up until about the mid-2010s, whenever it was that Scream Factory released it on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, I could never get it because the Scream Factory don't do international releases. I mean, they don't post them internationally. And trying to get it off eBay was... It was something like $80 to $100 with packaging, and it's like, I can't afford that, dude. Not for a 90-minute movie I've never seen before. I just could not justify that. However, late last year, as those who've seen videos on my channel may know, this was one of the films I picked up via an international foreign release, much, much cheaper. And I finally got around to watching it last night. And I have to say, I was very impressed. This is a really good little horror thriller chiller. I'm not sure it really justifies the number of a slasher, although there's certainly slasher elements to it. There is a twist towards the end that I did kind of see coming. I didn't kind of pick up on some things, but there was just something about this character that I did not trust, and I was right. But this is a really good film. It's really well made. It's very, very tense, very atmospheric. It gets very intense, like in the last half hour when it's basically a base under siege with this family. The Doctor and his family under siege from these absolute maniacs. who've brought along an array of unpleasant weapons with which to do their their murderous revenge for something that didn't happen. um, I was very impressed with this. As regular viewers of the channel will know, I picked up a bunch of blind buys, horrors as cheap as I could get them, late last year. Some of them have been less than spectacular. Some of them have been really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Howling 2, despite everybody saying it's shit. Soul Survivor, I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. Really enjoyed that. And this, I really, really enjoyed. A very strong, underrated, underseen horror film. It's surprising that this has got under the radar for so long. Like I said, I'd never even heard of it until the mid-2010s when Scream Factory released it, which is astonishing for a movie with a cast on this level. It's astonishing to get a cast on this level for what was presumably a pretty low-budget affair, and you've got some great actors in here who all give it their all. I mean, Jack Palance and Martin Landau are thoroughly going for it as the psychos, and Donald Pleasance is his usual great self and often very funny as the very, very peculiar off the planet psychiatrist. You always get a distinct character from Donald Pleasance. I really enjoyed Alone in the Dark, and I highly recommend it to any horror fans who have not yet partook in it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, say something, damn it!